this good to go? Updated my OBS and the mic disconnected. So, welcome to the Cornerbird Studio live stream. I will be working on. Oops, my God. I'll be working on finishing this up for a birthday card, the last birthday card that I'll be making, because it's quite a lot of work. I'm too slow for anything, so you see this like matching thing. What the hell? It's so cute. Anyway, I've been quite busy with some stuff around the house and all that. Can't be helped, out of my control. But yeah, I think, but the most part, all those things are done, and yeah, I can finally sit down and do some work, like things that I actually want to do. So yeah. Anyway, my boyfriend and I don't really play games. Like, I think last year we only played like less than 10 times or something. Was it? Or was it? Yeah, I don't remember. But I think this year we only played like once or twice together. And we were playing Slay. Where was it? We were playing Slay the Spire 2. And yeah, it's just so fun because you can draw. It's so fucking cute. Like, look at this. I wish that there was a way to save like the whole map. Like, I hope that we didn't miss it, and then we were just like one button click away to saving this whole thing. So I just making screenshots. But yeah, and look at the Chikawa from memory failing. Yeah, it's so fun to like be able to doodle with my boyfriend again, because we are doing quite fundamentally very different things. He's doing game dev stuff and I'm doing all these things, sculpting things, and more like rendering and painting over my sculpts. So they're quite different. So yeah, it was just really fun to be able to draw with him again. It's like I think drawing with him always reminds me of, like, I don't really enjoy like there are many things that I feel, maybe because of my personality in the past, but I used to remember only like negative stuff. So I feel like I subconsciously try to like block out my memories. So I don't really remember a lot of things, but like one positive memory that I really remember and I treasure so much is when this one was like drawing the cards, and can you see the card effect? But yeah, this one is higher up somewhere. Like the moment when I felt like I wanted to date my boyfriend. It was a really precious, like, quiet moment, and we were both like doodling on a piece of A4 paper, and then we were like drawing things and building up upon each other's drawings, just like this. And yeah, as the drawing grew, my like my confirmation of feelings for him grew also. Like this was before we decided to date. It feels like, to me it feels really Korean drama style shit. And then we lost those stupid drawings. We lost this drawing. My cactus taxi. We lost the drawing. Like we kept looking for that piece of A4 paper and like it's gone forever. It's so sad. But maybe because of that, like my memory of that event just like solidified even more. But yeah, isn't this so cute? Look, this person has a off track Chikawa keychain. Yeah, it was so fun. You know, art is such a beautiful thing. I think this was like the last one because it was getting late. We're just like trying to finish the map. I felt like we spent more than half the time drawing than playing the game. It's been so long. Anyway, enough of that. Where is my reference? This one. I don't really know why, like, I rotated this was an image from the one that I took in Japan of the pop-up store, and I guess I took it like in this format for some reason, and then I rotated it in my camera in my photos library, but for some reason it's still rotated. A bit sad. Wait, is this even the photo? I'm not sure. I feel like this is the wrong photo. But yeah. Wait, art is such a beautiful thing. Like, yeah. I hope that if you like doing art too, that you find your special people through doing art. I feel like that was like really one of my most private memory in life. Because we lost that drawing. It was such a like bittersweet resolution. It's like when we decided to stop looking for it, I felt a little bit like, it's really gone. So today I'll be working on the last stream that I did. I worked on the flowers and the I think previously she was still wearing this thing, this one, and because I wanted to make it a little bit extra special for the birthday card, that I decided to just like follow this a little bit. And I like to impart like a corner bit tip for every stream, and today's tip would be that when you want to plan out a sculpt, and how do I phrase this, because I didn't want to work on the whole thing. Like, I don't really have that much time to, if I was fast enough I could, but then I'm quite slow at making things, so I had to kind of like plan out what I need to. Also, because the past few days was just like so busy with all the random stuff. So what I decided would be to block out the shapes just enough to set a sculpt as kind of like ready for completion. Is that what I don't really know. So I can, like, I feel like something like this is not finished. And then something like this. Let me see, where is it? Something like this is also like, it feels quite incomplete to me. So I was kind of figuring out like how much do I do on the sculpt to make it feel complete. Like do I need to pose it too? I'm not really sure if I need to do that. So it was kind of like just a like back and forth process to figure out like how much do I really need to add for something to be set as like a final piece. And the tip for the day is that the way that I do it is to just do like really simple like blockouts like this. So these are just like, all these things are just like spears. Like if I add the spear like this, and then dynamic topology again as usual, set to quite a small percentage. Why did you disappear? Okay. So set to quite a low percentage, and then they always disappear like that. With the gizmo tool. Oh my god, can't be bothered. I feel like things keep changing like in a really mild way that I feel quite paranoid, like something is happening, but then I don't, like something feels a bit off, but I don't know what it is. Or like, I don't remember if it was this off in the previous versions. So yeah, so I would just like block it out like this, and then I'll see. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain this actually. Like it kind of, like all these things are usually done with like instinctive feel. And I feel like that's why things kind of get slowed down when I do live streams, because I need to stop to think about how do I put it in words, like what the things that I'm doing, so that people who are watching it understands like what is happening, like rather than just me saying like oh, I do this and this, and then it's done. But yeah, so like I guess one of the things that I always try to do is to go beyond the shoulder area like this. So you want to try to just get like the bust out in the minimum. This would always make a head sculpt a lot more complete, like just adding this. And honestly, like this area is a lot easier than sculpting the face. So if you can sculpt the face, like this would be just a lot easier to quickly like pull out from. And for this case, I didn't really want to like pose this character. So I was thinking like, what else can I do to make it feel more dynamic? And that is to create like slanted, wait, these colors are not that great. A slanted silhouette. So this is what what I'm trying to achieve with this. But like, I'm not trying to pose it up and add lots of like, actually doesn't matter. But it is like more work to try and pose things up, I think, like rather than just like standing around like this. So the slanted edge, I feel like, creates that extra effect that I want to finish something. And then because the dress is puffed out sleeves at the top here, I wanted to create this kind of I want to create one side with the full sleeve, the pop out sleeves, and the other one can just be like cut off because the information is already on the other side. And I think I guess like that's about it. I would think that it's kind of dependent on your sculpt, like how you want to like frame the whole thing. But it's a lot simpler to try and do it with very basic shapes, like really low poly, and just like shape things out. And if things are working out when it's very low poly like this, then the chances are that when you start adding in like the wrinkles, all the close folds and all this stuff, and all like these like frill details or like even these beads, that everything will kind of like fall into place. So even for like something like mills, let me just, so for example, like for someone like this thing where there's this main area here, maybe I will like sculpt this part out, and I can also do the slanted thing again, like just so that there's some dynamic flow even though he is very symmetrical. And then I can do something like this, and then just adding this the full detail of this, I don't know what this thing is called, will help to, let me just imagine this is a sculpt. But just doing something like this can also help to, like for one, break out this silhouette, give something a bit more interesting to this, and so it'll be something like that. And also it increases like the 3D depth perception of like objects overlaying over each other, like so, instead of like cutting this up over here and then the main silhouette is like this. Then I'll add this extra bit. For Frieren, she doesn't have that extra bit here, so I just added like some I just blocked out this what's it called, just a dynamic clothes fold like this, and then I'll just clean this up a little bit more just to give it a little bit more a little bit more wet. I forgot I'm just gonna stop talking. So let's keep going with this. Why can't I? Yeah, because I've already blocked everything in, I'll just try to work on reducing all these poly faces. So I'll smooth these settings out, something like that. And I always try to not make the hidden areas too off. So let's say if this is her neck, I wouldn't put it something like this inside her head sculpt. I'll probably end it something like this, so this looks good inside her head. But whenever I'm doing a sculpt, I'm also thinking about what it looks like inside. So something like this, I'll just even this out, like so. So even if I'm not looking in the wireframe mode, I am thinking about sculpting things like that. So the wrinkles like this will disappear. It will come back eventually when I need to work on making the all the clothes fold. So something else that I like to do when I'm sculpting, let's say, clothes folds look a lot better when the crease lines are very distinct, which is something that I've struggled with. This is like one of my biggest struggles with doing clothes. I can see I'm really struggling with that. Like this is usually how I have to kind of like fight with every time I sculpt. So when it comes to something like this where it goes in a little bit, so I'm going to push this in a little bit. Should I make this? I think it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to try like this year to do things less like different pieces and try to do things more organically. I feel like maybe I'll feel it or something. But yeah, it's something that I'm trying to improve on, just so that I can do things faster. So maybe this one's too long. Maybe somewhere here. I also don't really want to create this. If I'm doing lopsided like this, I don't really want things to be in a straight line like that. It's like I don't want things to nicely fall into alignment. Like I don't want this point to intersect with like these two lines. So maybe what I can do would be to just shorten this. Something like this. And then this one can shorten even more. Just to match up to the new proportions. That's what I would do. Then look at... I'm not really thinking about how it looks like in side view yet. Just because I'm still struggling with the front view. So I'll even this out. I'll try to align the gizmo to a reasonable position. And then what was I? So in regards to the wrinkles and the clothes fold, I tried to keep things separate like this so that naturally there'll be this distinct crease. Because if I come, let's say I join, can I remesh this? So let's say if I do this and then I smooth this thing out, then if I'm not consistently trying to keep it very creased up like that, then yeah, it's just like a lot more work to keep that very sharp crease, like rather than something like this. And then it's a lot easier to work with this area too if it's separate. So it's like pros and cons of different things. And then I'll try to to add some of these things. Honestly, I'm really rusty with doing clothes, so I'm just going to take it easy, listen to my favorite music, and just hope for the best. Also need to wear this. Let me see, where is my hair? Here. I feel like this hair was working well when I was doing something for like an Instagram post, but I think right now it's not. It feels like it's blocking too much. Like if I feel like this is this is like even better than that. Now for the remaining of the stream, I'm just going to do the usual of just doing my work, and I hope that you enjoy doing work with me too. So I think I'll just make like a no, stop it. I really don't like iPad OS and this shit that they're pulling. I'm just gonna probably make one ponytail because I think overall that looks nicer, I think. Just trying to fix the silhouette of the hair. Hello, Rob 3D Design, welcome back. I learned new thing about sculpting here. Using a new flatten brush to make them sharp. No, I think the things that you're pointing out is, yeah, it's things that I've seen people do. It's not wrong. I feel like when it comes to sculpting and the way to sculpt things, it's just what is wrong is like wrong technique is kind of like the technique that makes you not want to do art in some sense. But yeah, I'll see. I haven't really used flattened brush for make them sharp. But yeah, so for the head sculpt, we'll try to, yeah, for the head sculpt, I think there is like this like some people like to sculpt like this. I'm just going to do it quickly, and that will help to minimize this disconnection over here, and then you can create this I hope I'm not butchering it. You can create this nice connection over here like this. So some people, they like to do things like that. I think in my experience for myself with the way that I sculpt, I find that, oops, let me undo this before I forget. What did I think in my experience I do it like how you say, where oh wait, you do both ways, okay. But I think normally now I'll use like a is it like a spear, and then I just pull things out. But yeah, cylinder is a favorite among people who sculpt things. So yeah, it's good that you know how to, that you pick those things up. If you can just like slowly go around the top view and just like look at the overall shape of this, then you can also use a spear to shape out the neck. That's what I did for the other stuff, like the sculpt too. But yeah, I'll think about the clothes fold later. I think for now, I was thinking about the overall silhouette of this. I want to make the hair a bit thicker, and I was thinking like, oh, maybe I thicken it up, but then when I accidentally opened the other ponytail, I was like, wait a minute, I can just do like 2 ponytails to make the hair thick. Like, what am I doing? Now I feel like, let's say if you're using ZBrush, I think, or even with Blender, like I've seen people doing using cloth brushes. Actually, the cloth brushes are pretty cool. Like I've kind of like given them. Let me dynamic topology this. I've tried them before, and yeah, they're quite cool. So I was drawing these hair wrinkles because of the two ponytails, so now I'm just going to flatten these out and just like connect it to the new connections, something like that. Just trying to give it some volume like this. Thank you. I think actually now that I tried sculpting folds again, I think I do something similar-ish to what you say about flattened brush. But I probably use platinum more. I think because I forgot like what my flattened brush macro key is. But I also noticed that like I see like some people, quite a lot of people who sculpt, and it's like they can cycle through so many brushes. I feel like I haven't reached that level yet. So I've been just doing a crease brush, crease, let me see, like in and out like this, in and out. And if you think about the, like if you don't push it in too much, like in and out like that, then the relative flatness of the area here, I think it's pretty flat. Actually, let me try that. Where's the flatten? Yeah, so probably actually the flatten tool is actually pretty nice on this. I think I made a mistake too, where I keep forgetting that my drag tool shouldn't, like once I get to this kind of resolution, I shouldn't use drag tool with dynamic topology. So because of that, my resolution here got lost again when I was moving things around. I keep forgetting. But I guess that just means that I just need to go at it again. But these are all like low priority stuff, so it's not really that important. But yeah, I think I need to figure out keep forgetting. I need to get my micro pad sheet and see like where the flattened brush is. I guess like for areas like this where it feels a little bit too curved, yeah, it does feel nice. So thank you for your tip. And I'm glad that I can demonstrate it too here. Man, why do I keep losing all this resolution? Okay, so I'm not sure whether I wanted to keep this, but you know, it's not too bad. I'm just mirroring this object because it's just less work this way. Probably just move this out. So probably to the hair. This hair shadow is like, is this a shadow? Yeah, it's like throwing me off. Let me just hide that for a bit. So yeah, the very light pressure and very light pressure to create these lines. It probably does like this like shape over here. I'm not sure whether I want to follow this exactly, because honestly I feel like I don't understand the thing. But maybe I should. Something like this. The nice thing about this, actually, let me paint this a bit first. It's a bit too dark colored, I think. Yeah, the nice thing about having a mirrored object too is that I can also check the silhouette of this opposite, this different angle. Like technically this silhouette comes from this over here. So if I'm sculpting something like over this camera angle, then I can see what it looks like over there. It's kind of like a nice hack. And I can, once in a while, I would just go to the other side and fix up the silhouette on this side. So I like to work on like left to right pretty often. In some sense, it's like whichever brings me to the end goal faster in that sense. And sometimes it's like I'll look at this and I feel like I don't know what I want to do with this. So I'll go to that side and be like, oh, this one is easier to fix. Because like let's say I don't like this silhouette over here. Then I'll just fix this one up. Something like this. And then this one is still quite unsure. But I'll probably want to follow this. I should save. I want to create this overall shape, and whatever that goes in over here, it shouldn't affect this overall silhouette over here. So probably just want to push this seeing some rotational thing going on, I think. It's not. Oh, maybe it's because she's lifting her arms up. But I think this rotation is pretty nice. You just need to make sure that the is leveled out so that it doesn't look too like it's make it look like it comes from something very different, like structurally a different object. So I try to keep it a little bit even out. Hopefully it's hopefully it's working out. Something that I like to do too, which I explain quite a bit in other streams, is to just like create the creases, something like this, and if you feel like it's too much, then just smooth it out like that. Smooth out like random areas, and that's quite like a fast way to add details to like an organic form to the cloth. instead of it just being like this all the way. So not really following exactly what the picture is, what the drawing is like. I'm just doing what feels good with, now that I've laid out even more lines to this, and just putting in more lines to try and tie everything together. Because the main parts are more or less more done than just now. So now it's just about making sure that everything works well together. I'm still not really sure about this, but I think it's not too bad. I just need to put some tension over here. Something like this. I probably just need one more strand here. Maybe flatten this out a bit, like random areas. Maybe add more creases. Because the flatten tool works with, how to say, it flattens existing curves. So the more information you give it, the more the flatten tool can kind of feel more. What am I talking about? But the more undulations there are in the sculpt, the more the flatten tool will kind of like, how to say, do something. Let's see. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about, so forget it. I don't use flatten tool enough or planet tool enough to understand what I'm doing. For the back areas, usually I just do the minimal thing because it is the back. Doesn't really need to have the same amount of like logic, or of course unless you're doing a model where you want to have all 360 angles like perfectly done. But in the most cases, just do as much as you can to make it look like it coexists with everything else. And the mistake that I made for the torso is that I didn't extend the wrinkles up, the clothes fold up high enough, so you can see like they all kind of feel like premature here. So I'm just going to fix my mistake and just extend it up a little bit more like that. Something like this. And then trying to figure out the bottom side. Probably crease this part. It's curving in a little bit, so I am making some crease marks go under and over, something like this, just to make that curving of the cloth visible. Because this kind of curve is quite different from something like this, where you know that it is kind of like a thin piece of cloth over here, whereas this one is curving under over it. So just now I did like this, and it just made it look really, really sharp. So I'm just going to extend the folds up and under, something like this. It's just I think when you go into art school and you learn a little bit about clothes fold and think about it a little bit, I think I'm just using like those little bits of clothes fold logic to finish this up. I'll do the same over this one. I'm just going to make sure that this is a cylinder, just from shaping it and looking at the different angles. Then I'm going to remove the symmetry, sculpt, and just go over it lightly. Oh shit, forgot to charge my iPad, no. I guess. I hope it's fine. So probably just, yeah, I'm not really sure, like whenever I'm doing my streams, like I'm not totally sure like whether or not they'll turn out fine. Not sure the low power mode is making it feel a bit laggy. But I wanted to end somewhere here, so I'm just like pushing it out a little bit like that. I probably should end the stream soon too. So something like this. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is just like done for a gift, but at the same time, the reason why I'm spending quite a while on this is just because I haven't really done these kinds of sculpting before. So I'm just like getting as much practice as I can, because I don't know when will be the next time I'll be sculpting something like these clothes. Maybe pretty soon. Every time I say something, I feel like I go against it. Every time. It's so annoying. I kind of like making a conclusion that the things that I say out loud are things that I don't want to do. Wait, no. Things that I say out loud. Yeah, like things that I don't want to do, and then when I say it out loud, I realize that I don't want to do them. I feel like it's been a few years now when I made that kind of observation, which can be like a good or a bad thing. So I'm just going to reduce the slack of that clothes fold. Maybe it was a little bit too much. Let me just check the overall look is fine. The clothes fold originates from the shoulder. Honestly, I'm not really sure whether or not the bodysuit is too small. I think maybe it's too small. But I'll fix the proportion another time. So I was thinking that I have to cut this object. Actually, are they even the same size? Somehow it feels like this one is bigger than this side for some reason. But I was initially thinking of cutting the other side. Where is this? Like that. But then now that I look at it, maybe it doesn't really matter because like the way that I sculpted this pushes this up a little bit like that. So maybe overall the look of this is like it works. Surprising. And also good for me because it means that I have less work to do. I'm not really sure about this part. Like, do I sculpt it out? Do I do something? And this part is not really super done yet. It's just like what's that thing called? Base sculpt for this. Like, I don't really know what I want to do with this actually. I just know that they look a bit too thick right now. But probably because this is just this is just like a maybe I should just like do this. Initially I was thinking of making two different objects for this, but let's say I want to work on this for real, like because I do want to make a Frieren sculpt for my personal project. I mean, this is the work in progress. It just so happens that the person that I'm making this for likes Frieren too, and I was like, oh, I might as well just use this. Let me see, it goes up. Maybe it goes like this. And I am thinking about maybe making these clothes for the sculpt. So in some sense this is like a test run for whether or not I want to do like the original clothes or I want to go for something like this. I sculpted this last year before I went to Japan. Let me fix this a little bit first. And this was the first time that, because I'm watching the anime, so I don't really want to read the manga and spoil myself. But this was the first time that I saw a different design for her and everyone else. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want to. Like, so everything is so pretty. That's why it's all sold out. I don't know whether I want to. Okay, I will make this one is quite easy. So let's make based on this object. So I don't need to validate this one. So once I set this up, just need to randomize it a little bit. I do want the scale rotation. Yeah, just translate. something like this, just to like randomize the positions of the balls like this one. I think this is good enough. I just need to paint it. Probably using crease tool to draw is enough. Then I'll just go at it a little bit with the opposite, like the invert tool like this, just to bump things up a little bit. I want this to be symmetrical. Let's bring probably this one is, I think you can just set it to done for now. Just make it a bit thinner like this. Maybe straighten this one out. And then just to make them look a little bit more like I did both sides, just remove the symmetry and just like push things around a bit more. Something like this. Okay, what else can I do before I go? Oh, right, the flowers. Almost forgot. Probably should just go at this. Just make this stick out a little bit more. Just so that it feels like a different piece. What the heck? And then let's fix this shape a little bit. Let's go to the flowers. I think just keeping the geometry separate like this makes it so much easier to sculpt like all these intersecting directions. Just need to make them like blend a little bit better. So I just try to make the gradients of the lines merge together a little bit better like this. 2051. Okay, let me test this out first. Let me see. I guess I'm getting close to the end of this text. Is this working? What's your keypad? Is this working? Anyway, this is my keypad Iokite 2. If I've made a video about this one with what was it? I made not really a tutorial video, but a macropad video on my channel where I go through the exact keys that I have here. I don't think I've changed anything since making that video, so it should be pretty accurate. I got everything's just dying one by one. So if you're interested in knowing like what I'm doing in this live stream, most of what I'm doing is just is explained in that macropad video. So there aren't a lot of leaves around her, but I was thinking that it gives a nice color contrast to this. So I'm just going to add one more here. Yeah, just thinking the colors are really nice. Something like this. And that should be all that I'm putting on this, I think. Oh, this one's a little bit out of the hair. Let me push it in. So these kind of geometries are good for hiding intersections. So I'll just move it a little bit more to the left. Something like this. I also tend to do this kind of oops, let me hide this now. Can I hide this? Okay. And you're welcome. I hope that you learned something from that video. I really love my macropad. And that video took a long time to make too, so it's not the best. I'm still learning and still improving, but I hope that I at least got the relevant information across. See, this one's a little bit too in your face right now. Maybe I rotate this upwards a bit. Yeah, that looks better, I think. So one last thing, I need to paint up the... Yeah, not really sure how I want to paint this. my god, I can't believe I forgot about this side. Let me just very quickly finish this. Just some really mild stuff. The main thing for creases is just don't make it too random. Like everything, also don't make it too symmetrical. I need to make this less symmetrical. That's the reason why close fold exists. A big part of it is the gravity pulling on the close folds. And whether or not it gets pinched by something like this. This one is pinching, so I do try to make the crease here a little bit more prominent. Something like that is good enough. Just making sure that it's not too cuboid too. The last few things would be to paint up these stuff. Just this section feels like drawing on. I'm just going to do this. Drawing on a piece of paper that is the shape of Frieren. I think one of my dreams would be to be able to make large prints of my sculpt and just have fun like drawing over it. Oh wait, this one. Use symmetry as much as we can. I think this one I will just paint in. I just paint in the lines like this. This one. paint in the highlights. Oops, I forgot to. I always feel more sane like doing some art. I feel like I was so busy doing other things that like I was kind of itching to just like sit down and do something. Actually, wait, no, this wrong. Okay, let me get this first. Let me clone this. Let me reset the rotation. This one set to 0. And now I'll just do like a quick one. And then these are, I feel like these are too big. Okay. And then let's patch this up. And then one last thing before my pencil dies. Wait, no, I forgot to do. Oh, wait, no, I did this one. Oh my god, I'm losing track of everything. Trying to speed run this. One last thing would be to wait, why is this clipping? One last thing would be to create some variations of this one. So I will just clone this and hide this, and I will mess this one up. So maybe just more of this. Okay, let me validate this. And I'm going to select one of the petals to create variations. I'm not sure whether this will work though. You know what, maybe this doesn't matter. I'm just going to I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah, you know what? I'm just too tired. It's a lot of work. I'm going to paint this before my pencil dies, and that should be it. I hope that you learn something from this. I know that live stream formats are not like the best. I mean, I don't watch anything myself, so it's like it's such a hypocritical thing. But I am trying to. I'm trying. I do think though that after trying things out, like short YouTube, so I tried to do like a short YouTube tutorial kind of thing, and it's not like, to me I find like it's nice and it's not too bad. It's just like for the amount of time that I need to work on it, the amount of time that I need to work on it, and it's like the topics that I like to talk about is just like so specific to what I am doing. It's like when I think about like, oh, will people use this thing for their own purposes, I feel like there's a high chance that the answer is no. So I was thinking about how I want to do something. I want to adjust it a bit this year. So that's why I'm thinking about. I'm just adding some shadows to her hair. Something like this. Yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm trying to improve things like within my skill limits of making videos and stuff. But the general idea is to make like, whether or not it'll be longer or shorter, I'm not really sure yet because I haven't tried, but it's to make videos. Why is this so open? To make videos that goes through the things that I do for like project specific kind of thing. instead of doing videos on like one small thing. It would be more of like the things that I learned, the many things that I learned in one sculpt. Because I feel like if it's more general, it is more usable for other people too. And that's it. So thank you for tuning into the stream. I will end it here. I don't remember how to forgetting all my hotkeys. I need to watch my MicroPad video. So we'll see what. Oh, I feel like what you're feeling. Like I'm the only one doing 3D related stuff, or like art even, which feels even more lonely. I'm the only one doing art, and like having my boyfriend beside me doing work is like such a nice feeling. But it's like knowing that everyone else around don't really like doing art in the sense of, yeah, it's just bleak. But I think that's why I like to live stream too, because I get to do some work with other people who care about art like you. But yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for keeping me company too. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.